Nobel Prize winner, Fabian socialist, and prominent Soviet supporter, George Bernard Shaw.
I don't want to punish anybody, but there are an extraordinary number of people whom I want to kill. I think it would be a good thing to make everybody come before a properly appointed board, just as he might come before the income tax commissioners, and say every 5 years or every 7 years, just put him there and say, sir or madam, now will you be kind enough to justify your existence? If you're not producing as much as you consume, or perhaps a little more, then clearly we cannot use the big organization of our society for the purpose of keeping you alive, because your life does not benefit us and it can't be of very much use to yourself.
I'm no communist, I'll tell you that right now. I believe a man should own his own house and car and cow. I like this private ownership, I want to be left alone. Let the government run its business and let me run my own.
He also said, in his own words, he said socialists should be delighted to find at last a socialist who speaks and thinks as responsible rulers do. Who was he referring to? That was George Bernard Shaw's words referring to Benito Mussolini. That's right, the founder of fascism. George Bernard Shaw, who founded the Fabian Society in 1884, was the very man who, well, I don't know if he was specifically the person behind it. However, it was the Fabian Society itself that was behind the founding of the Labour Party in the year 1900. So the Labour Party came about in 1900, and by 1945 the Labour Party came to power with their Democratic Socialism. Yes, democratic. That's why from 1945 onwards the Labour Party had ticked off 7 out of 10 of the Communist Manifesto planks. That's right, you can go and look up the Communist Manifesto planks for yourself. There's several of them that Labour Party ticked off. One is an abolishment of private ownership because of the heavy nationalisation. That's number 1. You then had the heavy progressive income tax. That's number 2. You don't believe me? Go and look it up. Number 3, you can also say that the transportation into the hands of the state was another one. That's number 3. That's 3 that the Labour Party's ticked off already. And then you had the free education. That's another one. That's number 4. And it goes on and on. Even the nationalisation of the central bank into the hands of the state, creating an exclusive monopoly. That's 5. It's just, the Labour Party had more or less ticked off a good number of them. And since when was communism democratic? It's just laughable. Someone such as yourself is just laughable. That's why you're arguably someone who I would love to see you put in the comedy section of YouTube, because it's where you belong. You belong in the comedy section. Your entire view that communism is stateless is comedy value. It's no doubt the reason why people are subscribing to you. And if you want a prime example of that comedy, then get a load of this.
You're so afraid of free speech that you're shutting people down while you scream and rail, this is a communist country, this is socialism.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I believe Jason Unruhe's entire channel should be put inside the comedy section, because I guarantee you, as a capitalist and someone who sees value, I should become an investor. He was, after all, seeking for a new computer. We'll get to that. However, the very point of the issue is, I see value in someone. And this value is that this guy really could become a comedian.
Oh my goodness. It's the hypocrite signal. Let me see where it's coming from. Glasgow? Doesn't make sense. Glasgow is full of socialists. Who is supporting capitalism? Scotty, Christopher John McCall. I never heard of him. Probably going to get editing my documentaries here. Might lay down for a bit, tired out, quiet. A few video ideas as well I will get done. One on Greece results, another on Jason Unruhe and some others. Jason Unruhe? Not Jason Unruhe, my Führer. Jason Unruhe, my Führer. I cannot let him destroy my Führer. He'll be heartbroken. What am I supposed to do? I think... Let me find out who Scotty is.
Hello people, how's it going? I'm Scotty. So today I want to speak to you about the healthcare. Of course, I was born and brought up in Britain with the British NHS. The NHS in Scotland today is a separate entity to that of the NHS down south. However, overall, the NHS that Britain was given in the 1940s, due to the Labour Party and the nationalisation of all our basic industry, the healthcare or education, etc., were a good few of the things.
I'm no communist, I'll tell you that right now.